Are you really reading a women's health magazine?
Yep.
I only got that at Holland and Barrett because it would have made my thing cheaper.
It's quite interesting. It kicks something out of bed.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome to your match day preview. Liverpool versus Chelsea, a 4:30 kickoff at Anfield. 5 years on from the infamous Gerrard slip. And I like to bring that up because, you know, it's worth it. And, you know, we're worth it. You know, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. Rattle off as many as I can. L'Oreal, Radox, Lynx Africa, because you get it as a gift set. I don't know what I'm going into now. Obviously, I'm here with Scott, and we'll just get straight into it, shall we? Let's talk about, obviously, Slavia Prague. Go into that. We'll talk about the game. Obviously, we've got to talk about what's happened as well since the game. Do you want to go? Go on, you start. You kick it off.
We kind of covered everything that needs to be covered in the review. I think. I'm going to try not to sound negative because I know people prefer to be more positive. It's a good result. I mean, we've got an away goal, which is brilliant. It's perfect, pretty much. Unfortunately, apart from that, there's not really many positives. I mean, that was basic. I wouldn't call that our B team, but that's pretty much if Hazard leaves our team as of next season. Christ alive. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't really the most entertaining game, unfortunately. But as I said, we got the away goal. Got the clean sheet, did what needed to be done. Unfortunately, though, other things overshadowed it.
Oh, massively so. And obviously, the Salah incident pre-game, I thought, was enough to basically make us look like fucking tits. So thanks to those dickheads who did that. Funnily enough, they're the same geezers, and you kind of said it quite, well, to be honest. They call Lewis embarrassing for them vlogging. What's more embarrassing, being an Islamophobe or vlogging? Also, sorry to interrupt you, just want to point out for the few people that said, where's the need to suddenly attack Islam all of a sudden? Oh, it's this. I mean, this obviously the match day previews are like long form. So
that's a whole another can. We could be going for hours.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be going back 9/11, Gulf Wars, Bin Laden, like It's a media thing, in my opinion. That's why I think it's that way. But I mean, obviously, that's a whole can of worms which can be opened at another time. Because obviously everything we're doing here right now, we're working with somebody who's kind of helping us get everything in place with the nice graphics and all of that. Because all of this will be available as a podcast. Yeah, you have 6 podcasts a week, 7,
possibly 7,
6, possibly 7 podcasts a week every single fucking day. Don't say we don't care about you. For us on the FBOs, please. But other than that, look, I mean, now we're going to bring ourselves back down to earth to talk about everything. I've been going through Twitter and seeing all the stuff, and a lot of people. What annoyed me the most about the Islamophobia thing is obviously it's not racism. It is it's Islamophobia. It's towards the religion of Islam. However, the people that felt the need to be pedantic rather than actually address the issue, that's what annoys me. It's not racism. It's a form of. It's a branch of religion, race. Obviously they're not the same thing, but it's just fucking discrimination. So pull your finger out your arse and actually say something about it. And then on to that, during the game, a friend of ours, obviously friend of the channel, editor, Jay, who you'll know very well. Was racially abused
by our own fans.
Yeah,
I can.
Brilliant.
Understand's the wrong word. If you feel the need, I'll say, to direct your discrimination towards other fans, towards other players, to other clubs, towards other people that aren't involved in the club, fair enough. It's dreadful.
It's not fair enough.
No, but it's dreadful. But there's that. And then there's directing it towards members of your own club, whether that be fans, players.
Can we just say and just make it clear that racism is
it's horrible anywhere, but I'm trying to get my head around what goes through someone's head to direct it towards someone's basically a fellow Chelsea supporter or a fellow member of the Chelsea community, so to speak.
I don't understand it. I think what annoyed me the most, obviously I've spoken to Joe about it, is that well, obviously I could have gone, but that was down to me mismanaging my diary and putting something which I thought was due this week, but it's actually due in a month's time, and I completely fucked it up. But it's the fact he was on his own, and like no one was there to defend him, and that's kind of where I feel like if I'd been there, you know, he could have someone to step up with him. But it's just the fact. It's the fact that people are going out there and defending the actions of somebody else and treating it in a similar scenario to stuff that's happened over the previous few months, saying that Jay is just a grass. Jay has nothing to gain from reporting racist abuse. Every single news interview he's done, considering I've helped him with the stuff as well, he hasn't taken any money for it at all. He's gone out there to get stuff done. He's gone there to talk about racism, which I'm sorry, you know, that is an issue. It is 2019. Martin Luther King didn't sit there and go, I have a dream, but I'm going to keep it to myself, did he? So let's be honest, you know, everything that's here, it's the people saying Jay should have just turned around and filmed them. Jay should have turned around and had a conversation with them. Jay summarised all of this very well in his Sky interview. Jay turns around and starts an argument with them. What's it going to look like? Because of how society is. You know, it's a case of it's not fair, and I mean life's not fair, but stuff like this, it's barbaric. It's ancient. It's in fact it's not even ancient. Ancient would suggest this, because the first humans to walk this planet were black, funnily enough. There's a fact for you lot, you're fucking idiots. And then everyone evolved and went to their different places where it was colder, the skin colour changed because that's how they dealt with the climate, all that type of stuff. There you go, do your research, do your facts. And it's stuff like this which drives me insane. Oh, he's lying, he didn't do it, there's no proof. Fuck you. Fuck you. Standing up for fucking racists. Do me a favour. And it's upsetting because you just see this and go to people, I'm not a racist, but let's make a racist comment. If you're not a racist, don't be fucking racist. It's really not that hard. It's really not. Like, just be smart. It's sorry, I'm ranting, I'm rambling.
No, it's cool. It's also the people that we mentioned this in the review, but it's the people that don't seem to understand that it's, you know, a small minority and it's in every single club. It's the same people going on. Yes, it may happen at Chelsea, say, more than it happens at Liverpool, or it happens at West Ham, or Brighton, or whatever.
Liverpool are celebrating the death of a known racist. Tommy Smith may have been a great player, but he was a fucking racist.
That is very true. But it happens at every club. Go back. Watch the 4-2, I believe it was, the North London derby. The banana skin that got thrown on the pitch.
Napoli, on Thursday night.
The Arsenal fan. I won't repeat what he said, because I can't, obviously.
Called Koulibaly, yeah.
There's been plenty of others. The Man United chance towards Lukaku back in the day.
But to be honest, now it just sounds like we're point scoring, and this is, I mean, this is the point that we raised the other night when we were talking about it, and Jordan raised it. Point scoring is a redundant format. Everyone should be sitting there just condemning everything. These people that made the Salah chance, these people that went after Jay, they are not Chelsea fans in my opinion. And the excuse could be, oh, they've had a drink down them, lads. Sorry about that. No, fuck you. No, I'm sorry.
I can get pissed.
I can get pissed and not be a racist. Yeah. It's really not hard.
Because I have common sense.
It's I don't know. I just don't understand the logic behind these people.
There is none, unfortunately.
No, there's not. And to be honest, I'm kind of sat there going, sweet, good job, lads.
Do you know what could be the most ironic thing, though, is when Salah scores and celebrates in front of your hand.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just going to sit there and be a bit like, well, this is awkward. And that's going to be a very eventful afternoon. But, I mean, I know we'll move on from that and we'll go... What should we go into? Go on, you make these ones. What do you want to talk about next? We've done Slavia.
I mean, honestly, one other point I was going to touch on to do with this is, it's more a plea at this point. We know what this weekend is in terms of Liverpool Football Club.
Hillsborough, yeah.
I beg, whoever watches this video, for the love of God, don't say anything during that silence. That's all I can say, because it's not like we've had enough this season in terms of Chelsea Football Club. VD, I know it got, when it's not followed through. The Salah thing, the Sterling thing, etc., etc. But please.
I mean, Chelsea, I'm shocked. It's stuff like this. When Danny Rose was saying, this is making me want to retire, I was genuinely sitting there a few days ago going, this is the stuff that makes me not want to go to football. This makes me fall out of love with football. And football, everyone talks about being the people's game, being everyone's game. If football really is everyone's game, people wouldn't marginalise. I mean, get it. There's club rivalries. There's tribalism. There's stuff like that. That's completely fine. That's granted. You do that. But racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism now. I mean, not now. It's always been there. But it's kind of a case of, it's good that it's being pulled up now. Even the one, shall I tell you what worries me the most about that Hillsborough chant is obviously there's going to be some dickhead who sings about Heysel. And that's what does my fucking head in. That's what does my head in. I mean, I know the vast majority of fans at that ground tomorrow, because I'm not going to say that every single person is this, every single person is that, because then I'm making the same mistake as every single media outlet saying Chelsea fans, Chelsea fans, Chelsea fans, Chelsea fans. And then you go through Twitter, Chelsea fans are racist. Every fan is racist. I can safely say that I am not a racist. Scott can say he's not a racist. It's that obviously football being a global game as well, there's people of every skin colour, every religion, every single walk of life supporting their football team. By the way, from all over the world. Because the Premier League is international. Everyone's opinion is valid in that format, and to be honest, it's kind of a case of I like engaging in those conversations. My opinion is just as valid as, I don't know, Adrian from Czechoslovakia or Gary from Japan. I know there's no one really called Gary in Japan, but I'm just struggling with names right now. But it's kind of a case of, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. And we did watch Match of the Day because we wanted to see other stuff as well, because that's very interesting. Hold on, we will touch on that. But it's kind of a case of I think football fans just now need to have a bit of sensitivity about it. And I'm not being a snowflake here. I'm being emotionally intelligent. I have a bit of empathy. So it's kind of a case of, Hillsborough, massive disaster. We wouldn't have the Premier League right now if it wasn't for Hillsborough. We wouldn't have, and Heysel and all these other disasters which have allowed us to develop and move forward. Hooliganism has now been drowned out because of Premier League revenue at the beginning, meaning that clubs could reinvest in their own security, meaning that there would be a significant police presence, meaning that people felt safe to go to games again, meaning that football could develop, meaning we could go into the Premier League, make it marketable, and by the way, buy players like Eden Hazard. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm just regurgitating my dissertation. I don't know what I'm doing that again. But it's stuff like that where we just need to really think about ourselves now. And Chelsea fans now we've had this image since the 80s in the National Front. But Chelsea fans now really need to look at themselves and go, we have to try and change our image here. And that's what we're here to do. Obviously we have a platform. We want to engage in that conversation. We want people to be able to speak to us about it and basically sit there and say, look, how do we change this? What do we do to do that? And look, Chelsea as a club are doing all they can. It's now down to the 12th man to do what they can in the stands. If someone's being a dickhead, you tell them. If someone's being a dickhead in a bar in America, in Iceland, wherever you guys watch your games, you tell them. And yeah, you may get a load of shit, but you know what you're doing for the right reasons. Which is exactly why Jay sat in those interviews, which is why Jay turned around and told those people to leave him alone, which is why he put that tweet out. Which, by the way, everyone's saying he's doing it for fame. He didn't expect it to get that much traction. He really didn't. But guess what? Some dickheads made sure that video was made in the first place. Jay shouldn't have had to do that, and Jay's now had his memory of Park ruined because of some twat. 3. precisely. But it's disappointing. So just people do whatever they can, kick it out, speak to stewards. If you get called a grass, you get called a grass. The person calling you a grass is defending racism. That's their fucking issue, not yours. You're doing what's right. You let them call you a grass. But anyway, now on to brighter pastures. Obviously, leave your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. Scotty P, what do you want to touch on next, mate?
What else is there?
Should we go into Sarri's press conference?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, it's a standard press conference. Let's get out now while we're here. What do you think of the stuff that's going on down the bottom of the table? Did you see Neil Warnock, by the way, today?
I did. I do feel sorry for Cardiff. I really do. I mean, the 6 points that they need to be above Brighton. They should have based on their last game was Arsenal, or the game before, whatever their last game was, if it was Arsenal or not. But the game against Arsenal and the game today, I mean, Christ alive, the refs are just not helping them at all.
Well, I mean, I think right now, I think you raised the point of, that they would be up there with Brighton right now.
They'd be above Brighton if it wasn't for poor officiating. Unfortunately, it's not the first time and it's not the last time we will be saying such things. No,
I mean, it's just going to be interesting what happens with that. But obviously now we will move on into Sarri's press conference. That was just a filler while I got the stuff in place. And obviously we're here with Football London looking at all of this stuff. Okay, wow. First question is in and they don't even answer the question.
I assume I know what it's about, yeah, to be fair.
First question is in. Sarri's response to it is, I don't want to talk about this because I didn't see the video. I want to speak about football.
To be fair play to him, I think that...
No, not fair play to him. No, I'm not having that. I'm sorry, after literally what we've just said about people need to address racism, he's sitting there going, I don't really want to talk about it.
I say fair play more because in terms of... I think... Not because I'm defending racism, because I think if you watch the first bit, I'm not. It's more... You don't want distractions. Not for a game like this. I think we can talk about it as... I think we talk about it as fans and as people that haven't got the pressure of going into a game and worrying about that. Because... If you're a Chelsea player, for example, just take for example the likes of Kante, Rudiger, Hazard, all of which are Muslim, all of which key figures on our team. If they're seeing that, they don't need that on their minds. Not a couple of days before the biggest game in recent time for them.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, irrespective of how big the game is, they're not asking him to talk for the players. They're asking him to talk about what he's saying. And I mean, this is me looking at an Italian mentality, and I'm not putting it all down to all Italians, but we're seeing what's happening with Bonucci and having an Italian background. Unfortunately, racism in Italy is something where it's rife. Racism, homophobia, everything. You come out of the cities, you're going to be seeing that all the time. And straight off the bat, I'm not calling Sarri a racist. I'm not calling him an Islamophobe. I never would say that. What I am saying is, as a man with a platform, by the way, and a big fuck off platform, may I add, of millions, he should be sitting there going, yeah, these guys aren't Chelsea fans. These guys seem to just be there for the jolly up and to ruin everyone else's time. I understand what you're saying. I get that, but this is a guy with a platform, and this is why when Sarri sits there and just deflects it, that annoys me. Whenever there's something important to talk about, he deflects it. Yeah, cool. Move on. He touched on the Sterling stuff a bit. He touched on everything a bit. He's not gone and said, lads, shut the fuck up and watch the football. That's what annoys me. But, I mean, look, like I said, not calling Sarri a racist or anything, but, hey, I don't like his mentality towards how he's dealt with that. He talks through the Slavia Prague performance, and then he goes into this question which has been asked, which is, there's no Hudson-Odoi, will he start on Sunday? To which his response is, I don't know. In my opinion, he needed to rest so that in this match he was out. Emerson was 2. He is in my mind for the next match, but I have to see the last 2 training sessions. Basically trying to keep it low key, but I think we both know with rotation that'll either be Pedro or it will be Hudson-Odoi on the right hand side.
It's kind of a so-so response, but it's one of those that kind of managers give because there's nothing else to say. Like without saying, yeah, he's definitely going to start.
Yeah, I mean the same goes for Emerson, to be honest.
Emerson's definitely got to play. Like I know Alonso scored, and he's gone from basically he's probably not going to start to he's really going to start now because he scored. But
I mean this is the mentality, and that I'm
actually Willian will start because he got the assist.
I am not Alonso's biggest fan at left back. I think he's been a great servant for Chelsea and played well in that wing back position, but he's just not quite got it to play as a left back. He's not got the legs and he's not got the defensive mindset. And what I don't like is when people use the excuse of, well, he's a goal scoring player on left back, so he should be playing. And they're going, yeah, he's a left back. He's a defender primarily, and he gets into whip the balls into the box. He's scoring. That's a great supplement. But to be honest, he needs to get the first things right. And if you can't defend, look, play him further up the pitch. He's not a left back. So it's kind of a case of this is where Emerson and we're talking about Jada Silva and all these other players where I'm going, use them. See where that goes.
I see you say play him further up the pitch. Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible, only because he's not a natural winger anyway.
He was. He played at left midfield for Fiorentina.
Fair play, but I mean, if you look at our other wingers, I know they're not the best, some of them, but they're better than Alonso.
Oh yeah, no, that is very true.
If it gets to the point, I know we did get in the point actually earlier in the season when we had Emerson playing left back and Alonso playing left wing. If it gets to that point, we've reached a really dire moment.
Well, I think to be honest, towards the back end of the season, or back end of these games, I quite liked it when he had Emerson and Alonso playing on that left hand side because it offered us a bit of solidity.
I say it makes sense if we're ahead.
Yeah.
If we're not ahead, it makes no sense.
Oh yeah, that's why I put Alonso on the bench, definitely. Well, he's going to be on the bench. It's either him or Zappacosta. I think I know who I prefer.
It depends because sometimes he plays with 2 wingers on the bench and 1 defender, and sometimes he plays 2 defenders and 1 winger.
But this would be a game where I'd definitely have 2 defenders. That's what I'm guessing logic dictates with that. But here we go. Right.
Now people may have seen when he was talking about Alonso. You may have seen, may not, that I kind of had my eyebrows furled because I read this, and this I don't agree with.
Go on, address it.
Well, so
the question is it right the club acts firmly in regards to racism? You answer this bit. So he goes...
This first bit, perfect. It's everything else after. So he goes, yes, I think it is right. I don't want to speak about something I don't know. It's not right if I talk about something I don't know. It's right that the club has a strong decision.
Oh, this is what I mean. This is like what Bonucci said the other day. This is literally like what Bonucci said the other day. But people are going to say I'm hamming it up because I don't like Sarri. No, it's got nothing to do with that. In terms of talking about racism, you do not say that. You go, yes, right, thank you, move on. They're acting in the right way. They're doing what they need to do. Don't go, I don't know, mate. It's not my call, is it? Just go, yeah, no, I agree. Because that's where you back your employers. That's where you go, hail Roman, hail Marina. That's where you do that. That's where... Oh my God, why? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Oh, my brain actually hurts.
I could understand that. No, hang on. I could understand that to a point if, say, for example, he was a German manager, came from the Bundesliga, where I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I don't think that racism is quite as bad.
Jay? Is it as bad? No.
But you're coming from the Italian league, you're an Italian manager, where we know it's bad. Like, we know it's bad. So you do know about it. You know how bad it is. That's where I can't understand it.
That's why I'm so pissed off about it. I mean, to be honest... I'm going to watch that. I watched the press conference and I wasn't completely sold, and that's why I'm so angry. But I am going to watch it again because again, benefit of the doubt is the wrong word, but I'm literally sitting there going, right, let's just pinch of salt. Let's see what he's actually saying. Again, if he's struggling to get his words out, get his fucking translator. Honestly, because that just makes us look bad. He's then asked about, obviously, if it was the right plan to be Eden Hazard on, all this stuff. What's it? Well, that's it. He then doesn't say anything else.
He just talks about the mentality of Chelsea, and it seems all right, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, that was him talking about that. Let's see if there's another one here quickly. I want to actually see. Because that can't be right. That can't be all he said.
Might be all he said, to be fair.
Has there not been a press conference? Because I know that was post Slavia Prague, so that's slightly confused me.
Will not be on the live press conferences.
Well, no, that'll be where it's streamed. Well, I mean, at 1 PM on a Friday, most commonly. So maybe they're still flying back, and there was going to be another one today or something. But I've not seen anything. But I mean, reading his comments from Slavia Prague, I was, not completely happy with what he said. And that's where it goes wrong. And I think he really needs to figure it out. But I mean, in terms of facing Liverpool, he's touched on it here. And he said to face Liverpool is going to be difficult for us, but now every game is difficult. We know well the risk of playing this match, and we also know that we are able to play to 100% of the potential, and this is where we can gain points anywhere. We are in very good physical and mental conditions right now. So, by the sound of things, fully fit squad.
Yeah. Everyone seems ready.
Everyone's ready, and yeah.
Yeah, it seems as though we know. Based on this, it seems like the players know, which I'm not surprised, because at least in the big games, for the most part, I know there's been some certain games, obviously the Tottenham game right at the start of the season, the United game in the Cup, but for the most part in certain other games, it looks like we have turned up in big games, so they know what they're...
At home, away in the league, not so much. But again, we'll touch on that in the next part, which is the preview for Chelsea going away to Anfield and playing Liverpool. And I've screwed that up, so I'll just say it again one more time, and it is actually for Liverpool versus Chelsea, which is the 4:30 kickoff. So yeah, we'll see you in the second half. See you in a sec. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your Liverpool versus Chelsea preview, part 2 of the match build-up show here on 100% Chelsea, the number 1 Chelsea fan channel on the internet. But let's get straight into it. First thing I'm touching on is this Gerrard slip. We are talking about that, and I want to know where you were when you saw it.
At home.
Go on, explain your day to me.
I honestly can't remember.
Come on, man.
I just remember the incident. I don't remember anything else about that day.
Okay, explain the incident to me.
Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
He wore wrong studs.
He did. He picks the ball up under no pressure, just outside the box.
Actually, no, it's on the edge of the D in there.
Was it?
Yeah.
See how well I remember it. Turns to go and play it out. All of a sudden, whoop, foot comes out underneath him.
Demba!
Runs through.
The man who loves strawberry syrup. The boy, Demba.
Plays it past Simon Mignolet goal.
Yeah, I just remember...
The crowd goes wild.
It's when Sacco, ironically, the Crystal Palace giant, the centre-half, turns and passes it to Gerrard, and you see Gerrard go and the hand go out. That the hand at the back, the flailing hand, the one that's on the floor.
That's not even the best bit about all of it. The best bit for me is the fact that I don't think any of this would have been commented as much if, 2 weeks prior or a week prior. What was he said?
We don't let this slip now! We don't let this slip! Unlucky Stevie G, mate. You played Norwich, you fucked it up, and you slipped against Chelsea. And that was where your dreams died.
And you against Crystal Palace as well.
Exactly. Christanbul, which is better than Istanbul. I mean, people to bang on about Istanbul being the greatest Champions League night ever, but I mean, it's not quite Munich, is it? But I mean, we'll
shithouse your way to a Champions League.
Oh yeah, proper shithouse. I mean, we that was like the original Stoke. I mean, everyone talks about Stoke being defensive and all of that. Jay, don't die. You're right. You good? Sweet. You talk about Stoke, you talk about shithousing. Chelsea are the kings of shithousing. We won a Champions League doing it. We got the Big Ears trophy. Yeah? Have some of that. But, look, let's get straight into it. Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Yep.
4:30 kickoff. Yep. Chelsea have not won against the top 6 on the road.
Nope.
We're going to lose.
Yep.
We're going to make sure that everyone's dreams of never seeing Liverpool win a league fail miserably. We go into the Red Men office on Monday and start crying. we never come out of there alive because Chris and Paul have decided to roast us and basically mean that we can never go back and see our families again through embarrassment. We pack our bags, we go to a derelict building, take out 2 teeth, burn the building down, get a plane, people think us dead, we'll fly to Bermuda and we'll carry on our lives there as fishermen. There you go. But I mean, on a serious note, let's talk about this game. How confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that we can secure the bag?
2.
Jay, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 we can secure the bag?
7.138.
7.138. I like the enthusiasm. Yes.
No, in all seriousness, I'm not. If this was any other team, like if this was United, I'd be we're going to get bad. If this was C, bad. If this was Tottenham, even bad. Because it's Liverpool.
Yeah.
There's something about it. I don't know what it is.
Is it the Slippy V?
No, it's
VP?
not even that. It's just something about it, and the fact it is maybe a little bit that. It's just in terms of how parallel it is in terms of last time they were so close, and I don't know.
It was written in the stars, as Gary Neville said, as Fernando Torres rounded Victor Valdez at the Nou Camp. But I mean, it's kind of a case of.
I love that kit by the way as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Do you know what the most ironic thing is about that second goal? Fernando Torres had never scored against Liverpool since leaving, and he continued that trait by squaring it to Willian, who walked it in the net to make it 2-1. 2-0, sorry. Not 2-1. New lads didn't score. But, I mean, that's probably going to be a very different story tomorrow.
Yeah.
You look at that Liverpool team. Klopp's already come out and said he's basically going to have 2 men marking Hazard out of the entire game.
So that'll be Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold. Yay.
Well, if they're taken out of the game, they don't have Van Dijk, which is not going to happen. It'll be Joe Gomez. It'll be Joe Gomez and Alexander.
Fit, is he?
I think he's fit. It's either going to be Joe Gomez or Matip.
No, I'd be the best centre back in the world, mate.
Lovren.
If Lovren man marks Hazard out of the game, I might kill myself. I might chuck myself off Anfield.
Lovren man marking.
Oh no.
Oh, Dejan Lovren.
Oh no.
He's a good centre half. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
D, mate, you ain't the best in the world. As much as we love you and your Twitter antics and the fact I just stabbed myself with the pen actually really hurts.
To be honest, what worries me more is their midfield because we've seen Fabinho kind of come into his own.
Yeah.
And has started to really pick up, and it's probably their first name on the team sheet. Apart from maybe Wijnaldum, their first name on the team sheet in that midfield.
Do you want to know a story about Naby Keita?
Go on, then.
So I was at my cousin's wedding. So for those of you that know, the day that Antonio Conte got sacked, I was at my cousin's wedding. I went out and did a live, and on the way back, basically there was like weird thing with cabs going on. So everyone like went in separate cabs, and me and my dad waited because we were like just make sure everyone else gets home, then me and him will go. And then it was kind of a case of we were sat there, and we've got this cab got here, and it was just this geezer, this Scouse geezer. And he gets in, he goes, "You lads, Chelsea fans, all that stuff." Like, yeah. I hate rent boys, all you Southern fairies. This starts banging about how England are overachieving. Sorry, how England was shit at the World Cup.
Is this the one just gone? No.
Yeah. One just gone, how England was shit. So I was there trying to engage in a conversation. The guy was just shouting, calling people rent boys, which is funny. And then he was there saying, Hey, Naby Keita, alright, he's going to be the next Patrick Vieira. I had people from Bundesliga, from Dortmund, right, and RB Leipzig in this taxi this season, and they said he's going to be the next big thing. And I went, he's probably going to be close to Bakayoko. I was right, fuck you. Have some of that. I know he's probably never going to see it, but I like being able to say fuck you. That's fun. But, you know, I think Naby Keita, he is ridiculously... I don't understand how he's got into the position he's in, and was it 4 starts this season? 4? And someone said he's one of the best midfielders in the league.
You've been drinking too much, mate. It's okay to stop.
Don't do a Scott and end up in a taxi.
Ambulance.
Ambulance, that's the one. Same thing. It's late.
It's really not. If you think a taxi and an ambulance is the same thing.
Depends. Both of them get you somewhere. One just gets you somewhere different.
Cool.
Philosophy.
But yeah, that midfield, especially, trying to think of their play. I can see Milner playing. That's going to be interesting.
I rate James Milner so
I never
highly.
rated him when he was at City. Never. I never rated him at his entire career. As soon as he's gone to Liverpool, I've seen what he's done, and he's just brilliant.
He is. When he was available on a free, I was there going, buy him.
It's because he always played for City. He always played as a right mid, and I just don't think it suited him. He's better in the middle when he can control the game.
At Villa, he was a central midfielder, wasn't he?
I know. I didn't really watch him without watching Villa, but I remember him at City.
That Villa team was mad.
Ashley Young in his prime.
When he was on the level with Ronaldo and Messi, as Martin O'Neill said.
Please tell me he didn't say that.
Yeah, no, he did say that.
Oh God.
He's up there with the Ronaldo and Messi after one season, and then now he's playing right back for Man United and fucking up and everything.
And he's had what is considered the worst Champions League performance ever. Brilliant.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, on top of that, I mean, I thought he had John Carew up front, Gabby Abominable.
John Carew, mate.
You had Gareth Barry, Milner, Ashley Young, and then you had Stuart Downing on the other side.
Liverpool's best ever player.
Yeah, mate. Liverpool's best ever player. Without a goal and without assist, they won the League Cup in 2012, which is their last trophy, by the way, and that was against Cardiff in the Championship. Yeah.
I remember that was penalties, wasn't it?
Anthony
Gerrard missed a penalty.
Yeah. Last major trophy was 14 years ago. Last domestic trophy in terms of league was before the Premier League started. So good job for you lot being in the position you're in right now. If you win it, fair play. But it's fair to say that I'm being fairly biased because I do not like Liverpool. I do not. Liverpool and Spurs are my two teams. Liverpool mainly because there are certain fans which I just cannot despise.
I was going to say I
cannot despise. I do despise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Liverpool, for the most part, I can say fair play. Like what you've done.
Yeah, agree.
Like I think he's a little bit overrated, but I think Klopp's done an amazing job.
Elaborate. Why is he overrated?
In terms of, yes, he's done well, but he's had to spend a large quantity of money to do well. And I'm not saying anyone. I'm not doing a poll to say anyone can walk into that team and be that manager and do well. But I think what he does brilliantly is he has a great bond with the players, and that really does help. I mean, there was the one thing like I sort of remember seeing earlier in the season was Henderson when he went off was really annoyed. He got substituted. Klopp talked to him straight away, or just like as soon as the game ended, and sorted out straight away. And there was no antics, no hoo-ha, no nothing. So I think that does that's one thing I do credit him for, having a great bond with the players.
Yeah, I think
he's a little overrated, only because I'm not going to say like he's crap, because he's not. He's quite clearly not. I think he's a little bit overrated in terms of everyone's going, he's done an amazing job. Yes, he has, but they've had to spend a vast quantity amount of money to do that, and they've had to buy who is now the best centre back in the league to do that.
I'm saying this now. Virgil van Dijk is not the best centre half on the planet.
No, he's nearly there. He's about second or third.
He's about a trophy away from it.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is he's had a season and a half being a top club, so to speak. And yeah, there were probably people saying, he's good when he was Southampton, but he didn't have the eyes on him. He didn't have people saying he's the best centre back in the world when he was at Southampton. So to go to Liverpool, only be there for a year and a half, and to supposedly be best on the planet, I think it's a bit much.
Who would you say is above him?
Oh Christ.
Because I want to play devil's advocate the whole thing.
Personally, I think Godin's better than him.
Yes.
I think his reading of the game is just a lot better at times.
Bonucci, despite being a racist,
no,
and Chiellini
I was going to say Chiellini.
Both of them are better than him, in my opinion.
Bonucci, I wouldn't say. Chiellini definitely, Bonucci, no. But yeah, those two are the only two I'd say above him. I don't think Ramos is above him. Not right now. Not at the minute.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
and the same with Varane.
Based on
a terrible season.
Based on Ramos's achievements, I think
that's
where I'm sat there going. PK at the minute is having the season of his life.
Yep.
I
think there are definitely people you can put the argument forward. Yeah, just for me, I think he's probably third. I think Chiellini and Godin are above him.
Yeah, but I mean the next big one to talk about is Mo Salah. Let's look at his statistics, shall we? Mohamed Salah. That's as posh as I possibly could.
Yeah, I I don't think he's having as bad a season as everyone points out.
No,
I think he even said in an interview recently that he doesn't really care, like in terms of, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something like that he didn't really care about how people thought and how apparently he's having a poor season. He didn't really care.
Well, I mean, this season he's got 28 goals, got 8 assists, 18 in the league, 7 assists. His output was never going to be what it was.
No.
Again, what it was last season. But 18 goals. Well, I don't know. If you were to add this up, that is 25 goal involvements in 32 games.
To be fair, I think for me, one of the main things I spoke about to you and someone else about this the other day is, I think, well, there's two things. Number one, Mane. I think Mane is vastly overshadowing him this season.
Well, I mean, he's actually not. Percentage-wise, he's not. In terms of goal involvements, Mo Salah's got 1% on Mane.
I mean that only in terms of as an overall player. Like in overall play this year, I think that Mane has had a better season personally. Obviously, in terms of actual output, probably not. But in terms of as a whole player, the way he plays on the pitch, I think he's been better than him. And also, it's seen some of the games this season. He's had a Liverpool fans are going to absolutely hate me for this, but he's had a similar season in a way to Hazard in terms of in a few games he's disappeared a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in a couple of games he seems a lot more selfish is the only word I can think of to describe it. Where, and I think a few pundits pointed out as well, where he's almost trying to force a goal sometimes. Like whereas before last season, the link-up play between the front three was just out of this world, impeccable. It was arguably best front three in the world, you could argue. Whereas this season, while it is still good, I don't think it, in terms of with Salah, it's quite as good with Mane and Firmino as it was. Like, there's sometimes he could play them in, he doesn't. He tries to force a goal, tries to force a shot, and I think that's where it probably comes back against him.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm looking at this now, and I'm looking at I'm on Who Scored, looking at the Premier League top players. Salah is number 2, Hazard is number 6. Player goals, Hazard had scored 16 in the Premier League out of R57. That means he's only 2 goals behind Mohamed Salah, and Hazard's also got the most assists in the league.
Joint with Eriksen.
I'm saying it now, and I really don't care what other people are going to think and say I'm an idiot. Statistically, Eden Hazard right now, there you go, is better than Mohamed Salah. Statistically. And Jay's also giving me some other stats here. Chelsea goal involvement. Eden Hazard has been involved in terms of goals and assists. 28. I've just seen the percentage. Fuck me. In 28 goals and assists all added together. That is 49.1%.
Basically 50%.
Of
Nearest makes no difference.
Thank you, Jay.
We're screwed next season. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Just like to say second to this was Willie with a solid 9 at 15.8%.
Willie in second? Oh, Christ. Oh, God.
And that was me banging about statistics with Willie had 15.8% goal.
I might have died at
Enough said.
Yeah.
I mean, that is where it gets interesting. But, for me, it's going to be a very interesting battle tomorrow.
Also, before people get it twisted, I know Liverpool fans will. I think Salah's an amazing player. I think he is one of the best players in the world right now. Or it has been
this is it. I mean, when people are sitting there saying he's not achieving what he achieved last season, no, he's not. But the thing is, you can't expect him to do something.
I say, number one, he's not a striker. He's a winger technically.
Yeah.
You're asking a winger to score 33,
did he?
Yeah, it's more than Suarez did, I'll point out as well, in that season. You're asking a winger to score that many. I know, obviously, they've got the free-flowing football and everything, but the way they've set up this year as well is more defensive, and they're doing a really good job of it, conceding less goals. But it means you're going to, theoretically, are playing a slight defensive system.
Would you rather have your best player on paper, in terms of, obviously, he's not been this season, I'd say Mane has.
Yeah. No. Well, are you saying attacking player or just in general?
In general.
I think Van Dijk has then Mane.
Okay, well, Van Dijk and then Mane, in terms, would you rather have your team play as a unit and go and win a title, or have one player who gets all these stats but come close? What would you rather be?
You're basically asking, would you rather be Liverpool or Tottenham?
I mean, Liverpool haven't won the title.
Well, no, but you get what I mean. They're close to getting it, and they're looking solid, and they're looking arguably favourites, they're in C. Or Tottenham, who are nowhere near, and they've just got Harry Kane challenge for the Golden Boot every year.
Not anymore. Not this season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking the piss out.
No, I'd say that. I wouldn't wish that on anyone to get injured and have injuries in football.
But yeah, I mean, we've got that. We've touched on Klopp's comments. We've touched on the threats. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Mane. We've touched on Bobby Firmino, a man whose teeth are brighter than our futures.
Yeah. I really dislike his celebrations, though. That's one thing I will say. Him and Pogba started to have the worst celebrations in terms of winding people up, I'd say.
Does he just dance and do stupid shit?
Yeah, but it's the way he does it. It's fair play to him, because I think it's the same. I think it's the same way in a way that people feel like Costa in terms of not celebrating the way he played, just wowing people up. I think it's a similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, maybe it's Brazilian, maybe it's just in the blood. But I mean, yeah, we'll move on from that. Anything else we should touch on? Should we get straight into our predicted 11?
Nothing else I can think about, to be honest.
Well,
I only hope the Anfield crowd is better this time than last time.
Well, let's see. That is a very interesting point.
Best atmosphere in the world, is it? Best atmosphere in England? My bollocks.
If you want to see me talking about that, I did an interview with the Sportsman a couple of days ago, where if you go across my Twitter, it's pretty much the last retweet I did. Basically saying, look, I've been there on Champions League night, so it might be electric, because that's where people bang on about it. I've been there other nights, and it's dog shit. It's awful. Like, genuinely, I'm sat there going, this is rubbish.
It's genuinely no better than going to like a Brighton or a Southampton. Cardiff's was better than yours. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see that. But, I mean, it could be a very, very intimidating atmosphere tomorrow based on what's on the line. But let's get straight into our predicted lineup.
Yes.
I think it's pretty simple what we're going to go with here.
Exactly the same team that played in the last game.
Yeah, so Keith.
Yep. Dave, oh god.
Dave. Rudiger.
Yeah.
David Luiz.
Yeah.
Emerson.
Yeah.
Kante.
Yeah.
Jorginho. Loftus-Cheek.
Loftus-Cheek, please.
Hazard. Hudson-Odoi.
It's going to be Higuain.
It will be Higuain. I think he'll start, and we'll see Giroud.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely see Giroud, because Higuain ain't scoring.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it'll be interesting. But that's my predicted lineup anyway. So I think we'll agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Happy with that? Anything you want to touch on that?
No.
Because even with Dave, you weren't very happy.
Oh yeah, no, but that's only because it's just a stamina thing, and it's coming up against their best player probably, and in terms of an attacking sense, the things I'm imagining right now are just not good.
Yeah, I think that is where it's going to get. Yeah, I mean, Dave is one of those. We've touched on it before. It's upsetting to seeing what is happening to him. But you know, that's age. Unfortunately, there's not you can do.
I can't believe the last time this happened to a player though, like a Chelsea player, because he even for the most part, like Ivanovic was probably the last one. Ironically enough, Ivanovic was probably the last one. This really happened to him. It was really sad to see.
It was, but then I laid into him, so I was really fucking stupid. It was really fucking stupid. But yeah, anyway, listen, give me a score prediction because I want to go to bed.
1-0.
1-0, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. I'm gonna go out on the limb and I'm gonna sit there and say it's gonna happen again. Fingers crossed, because this is going on the internet, and I'm not gonna say it's definitely gonna happen again. I mean, who knows? I might slip up there. I just started a joke by accident because I wasn't really listening to what I was saying. What didn't I? Yeah. That's a bit awkward.
You fucked up.
I have fucked up. But anyway, listen. You're going to see this on the match day, ladies and gentlemen, a 4:30. 4:30 or 4 o'clock? 4:30 kickoff at Anfield on a Sunday. This is where the fate of the entirety of the planet is in the hands of Chelsea Football Club.
And Crystal Palace.
Not Donald Trump, not Theresa May, not whoever the President of France is, not whoever the President of Italy is, not even whoever the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo is. It's all down to Chelsea Football Club. And mainly Eden Hazard, because we don't have anybody else. But listen, anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. And I don't think, Snapchat, I don't even know why I still talk about that, but fair enough, it's still there. Also, make sure you check out Scotty P's socials. Make sure you check out mine. Make sure you check out Jay's, who's sat behind the camera. He's our con. Quite frankly, we don't know where we'd be without him. Absolute fucking legend and a great guy. And yeah, we love him to bits. much like many other people do. But listen, guys, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, vote for us in the FBAs, best women's content, best international, and best club content. Please, we'd really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're going to go to bed, and you'll see this later. Take care. Ta-ra.
Bye.